What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? If you're just seeing us move around and getting things set up, we're getting things set up for today's stream. Guys, we're going to get into some Slash and why he's playing the blues and what's going on over there. Because he sure has been putting out a lot of blues stuff here lately, and I think we need to get into that. We're going to talk about Metallic Explorers today. We have one in the room. We're taking a look at it, and it's a mighty fine piece of material. What else? Oh, we have to get into the Fender's Used. Fender Used. It's like they have a Fender, like a secondhand store now. So we have to get into that. And much more than anything else we can talk about here today on the show. So we're going to get things kind of situated. I'll press record on the old podcast recorder. And we'll start episode 142. Hang in there with us. Okay, I think it's okay. What's up, everyone? And welcome. Live on YouTube here on the podcast feed. You guys are attacking your eyeballs, your earlobes. It's your Guitar Parts podcast. At the moment in time, we are your bi-weekly music, gear news, and Fish Airs Report Club show. I'm your host, Josh Jones.
I'm your co-host, Jim Steger.
But that's not going to happen too much. I've got to get into a little housekeeping, and then we're just going to get into the show. Do you ever feel like something works against you? Because right now, I feel that way about this fucking show. I feel like I can't get traction, and every time I do, something happens.
Yep.
Every time. 2 weeks ago, grandmother enters into life care. A week ago, a dog dies. So it's like, I can't get things to come. I can't. I don't know what the hell to do. But I'm not giving up.
No.
So I just feel like fucking everything is working against me. Everything. And that's where I'm at. So if you hear this on the podcast feed, if you hear this on YouTube, if you're a longtime listener, thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for dealing with us. Thank you to all our sponsors. That being said, that's enough of that. Dirty laundry, all the BS. I want to get into this a little bit. It's not dirty laundry because we haven't talked about it. We have, but I guess it's an update. I guess this is an update if you really want to talk about it. Jim brought to my attention these new, what are Warhead amplifiers?
Yes, sir.
Limited edition Warhead amplifiers. I can't get to it. I think Jim's got the proper link.
I'm right. I'm on.
But I can't. Well, of course, you can't find it. But 333 made. What is it, Jim? Like a 20-watt head?
It's a 40-watt head, 333 made. It comes with a custom glow-in-the-dark Warhead grill. It's like a Dime Slime grill. So if you're a Dimebag fan, if you don't know who that is, look at Dime Slime. It's that color. It's that neon green color.
Just thinking Nickelodeon slime.
Exactly.
It's pretty close to that.
It's an amp, 333 made, so we know
it's a head.
It's a head.
I mean, It's still obviously.
Yeah, it's a 40-watt solid-state head.
Okay.
So it's for metal. It's not for anything other, but it's a straight-up metal. It's a one single-channel amp, So there is no clean. You have to roll off on the dial to get that clean. But
still, I guess that's the update as far as that goes. I mean, it's a limited edition of what, 333?
333. You get a signed letter by Rita Haney, which was Dimebag's longtime girlfriend, Grady Champion, which is Dimebag's longtime guitar tech, and then what was his name? I don't want to leave him out because I'd feel bad. And David Karen, who helped develop the amp. So they're building Europe. I'm sure that this is the test launch, so they're going to be more, and it'll probably come. The next one will probably be the 40-watt head.
You would think they would just do a base model and not make a big like a such a limited thing, or maybe make the second run. Like, oh, here's our second run of 333
silver,
amps, and it's a different thing, or what. This Warhead's just chrome, and the next one it's glow in the dark pink or whatever.
Which I'm sure that they're going to do that because
what did you say the price was though?
It's $549 with tax and shipping. It's $589.89.
That's the kicker.
That's unbelievable
For such. The biggest reason. That's the other reason why I'm bringing it up is. It's just like a Boss tone bender. My guess is. When it happens, when it drops, it will be, instant reverb bait, something like that. And instead of $549, you might see it for like $850, $999, whatever.
Which,
if you see it for over $750, don't buy it because you'll just ruin the market.
If it was $650, I want one bad enough. I would go.
It's worth $799 all day in today's market.
Yeah, because it's limited
if you're gonna do that. But if you're gonna leave it so cheap, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I guess I'd say you leave it so attainable. You'd have to tell me that there's more.
Yeah,
something more.
But what I'm guaranteeing is like this is the test run. They're gonna throw that out, and I guarantee all 333 units are gone. Like there's probably I'd be on a waiting list.
Well, and two, and it's a solid state amp, so like a lot of it is like if you get it down right, it's just plug and play.
Yeah,
like you get in the factory, wipe, circuit board here, transformer here, wipe.
Yep.
Solder, poke here, solder this, screw. Here you go.
Yep. Easy.
It's like a damn easy bake oven.
Yep.
Especially when you have the right tools and the right shit, and it's already there.
And the right people putting it together, like. It's unbelievable, but it's warheadamps.com. So because the dime guitar stuff is still like we've had teases and stuff, but we haven't had an official launch. This is the first thing out of the dime camp minus the whiskey that is actually like full on ready to roll launch. The
only thing we've seen is like glimpses of the Z guitars or whatever. Dean or Zelensky posted some stuff.
Yeah, he's got the Razorback, and I'm sure that he's going to have some more. Well, I'm guessing if you don't know what the culprit is, it's one of Dime's actual drawings that Washburn made in 97, 98. They only have 2-year run. They have a black one and they have a red one. That is it.
It's basically like an Explorer with a damn
notch
beer cutter or like a beer bottle opener on the back.
Exactly. And I have one. The headstock just broke off because of my buddy Dustin. That's a different story, different day.
that guitar is really just a bunch of money and the right person.
Oh, somebody already offered me $500 for it, bro.
No, and I mean just like, can you fix it?
Yeah, it'll be
like can a proper luthier, like you obviously probably will have studs in the face of it.
Yeah.
Because of the way how thin that is right there.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody proper willing to be like, hey,
let's go through this.
Let's actually save this thing.
I mean, it probably cost me $500 to $600, but I'd do it all day because it was a free guitar. And if that thing right now in resale is like $1,700 or some that are $1,800, some people are trying to get $2,500. It just
needs to be fixed and played.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Oh, because
it needs fixed and played.
It
doesn't need to be. You already have it. Keep it. Get it fixed.
Yep.
Get it ready and just play the piss out of it until it breaks again.
Yeah, I would, and because it's unbelievable that I have one, and it's just. you know, it's just sitting there. I mean, it's Indonesian. They're all imports. I mean, I'm sure Dimes that he played on stage wasn't an import, but yeah, it comes with a red one, which I already have my Red Explorer. I don't have to worry about that one. But it's unbelievable that this is actually happening. Like, we got something that is in the web
about the amp that might happen
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And here we sit, and it's actually in the works, ready to go.
Really, it's proper into the effect of it's the Warhead thing, and it's solid state, and just like the way it looked, like very proper.
And I'm sure because
very proper
in the mid 2000s, Dean came out with the Dime amp, which would be like predecessor to the Warhead, and it would have like some Warhead flavor, but it didn't go into depth. I'm sure that this one went into, as far as the tone shaping and the gain stage and how everything goes. I'm sure it's going to be proper, you know, because it's got to be dimized. It's got to be the gain at 5 should be at 100 on a normal amp, you know. So it's awesome. 549, 333. I wish I could buy it now, but I mean, if it was a pre-order, like it didn't go through my card until it shipped, I'd buy it right now, you know. But I know the 333 is, I mean, those are already gone because there's more than 333 Dime fans that want this amp. I mean, that's a no-brainer. So I'm excited that stuff actually is in the loop. It's ready to sell, and we've got something to buy of Dime after all these years, you know.
That's true.
That's new. It's a new thing, like as far as amp, you know, like.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool to hear. I hope it's more readily available in that sense.
I would imagine so by next year. I mean, because the Warhead Amps website is actually like, it's developed. I think you might have to sign up for the like actual sign up for that page. I don't know where I went and how I got to that page, but he can't get past the introduction page.
But all that considered, cool that it's finally coming to fruition. We've talked about it before, so I guess it's a little bit of a follow-up. Guys, it's episode 142. Obviously brought to you by me, Beard Greenbeard, Analog Pedals, and Franklin Straps. We're going to jump into this day in music. Couple things. Los Angeles coroner confirms Michael Jackson's death was a homicide on this day in 2009, caused by the powerful anesthetic propofol. Thank you, because I would have been like propofol,
Right.
whatever the hell. 2008, DMX pleads guilty to trying to buy cocaine and cannabis in Miami. God, 2008, such a different time.
It was a great time back then.
2000, Slipknot causes chaos at this year's Kerrang Awards after smashing glasses, setting fire to their table, and throwing a monitor off the stage.
Yeah. Like, you got to watch the Kerrang interview. That's probably what you're talking about. Clown goes through and breaks every single piece of plates, like all their plates, everything. And the guy that's interviewing him just sits there and lets it happen. Because what are you going to do? They're 9 dudes that are in their peak, you know.
And obviously, we're going to have to get Rick rolled today. Rick Astley's debut hit, Never Gonna Give You Up, started a 5-week run at the #1 on the UK singles charts. So,
you know what about that? Think about that dude's career. And you know, he had that big run and then just fell off the face of the earth. I mean, he still was living off that song. But when the Rickroll stuff come on, think about like his second resurgence of his career.
There's a Vice, I think, a Vice documentary about this. Literally, and they talk to Rick Astley, and he says the same. I will send it to you.
Yeah, like
it's good. Be good fodder in the evening time, and it's hilarious. And he even goes into the deal where he plays with the Foos, and he's like, "I couldn't believe it," and I got out there and I played behind this massive rock band, and it worked.
Yeah,
and it's like. And it's Rick singing with the Foos and it's like, what the hell?
And it's
the ultimate Rickroll.
Which is awesome because, you know, you think about like resurgence, people talking about resurgence of careers. I mean, that's one of the biggest resurgences in modern music, you know, because Rickroll is huge. Well, it used to be
Well, in the early days, especially of like pranking your friends online.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because now that I remember, they got into the dude. What it was, they talked about the dude who made the Rickroll. And it was just some college kid who just made some meme and he started sending it around. And then he sent it around with the music and it popped up on like everybody's server. And then it just went.
Yeah. And then guess who can eat again?
And then and then liability gets whatever. But the dude, I guess the dude who made the thing made it out alive with it. Not with it, but like obviously Ashley gets his part. Dude kind of figured it out in the end, and I guess everybody's happy.
It's like I don't think it would have been Rick that went after him. It's probably the record label that
Whoever owns
that money. But I mean, that's just cool. I mean, and
it's still a funny meme, and it still works today.
Oh, I seen one yesterday.
You know what I mean? So
it was about a nature documentary, and then it's like I don't know, something about like you know how it shows the lions and stuff,
mm-hmm.
And then it was like it's supposed to see here comes its prey, and then it goes boom, never gonna kill. I'm like, damn it.
Oh man, I seen one of those lions, and I feel bad, and they don't even have nothing to do with this, but one of the big cats at Turpentine Creek passed the other day.
Oh no,
I feel so bad. We have a wildcat refuge here close, and I just keep up with them on Facebook. I don't know if you do or not.
I did. I used to.
I just like their page, and it comes across my feed, and I just see all the cats. Be cool to go down there and feed a baby.
Yeah. They also have one up in Springfield area too. So there's two.
Nice.
We have Turpentine Creek, and there's another one, Safari Park, which is one of those parks that you drive through and you know you can feed the animals from the car, which is really sweet. Both of them are the same thing.
Yeah.
But Turpentine Creek's one of the biggest cat refuges in the country.
Yeah, it's freaking sweet, and they have tons of cats there, and it's kind of close. Beautiful spot of the state too.
And it's like I don't know if there's there's so many people that haven't been that close to a tiger. It's unbelievable how big the tiger is. That's a terrifying animal.
Idle like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like where they breathe and purr and stuff like that. Like they almost idle. They sound like they're idling like a bike.
And then get up to 8 feet long,
Yeah.
like with their tail stretched out and everything. And their paws are the size of frying pans. I think the lion's paw's a little bit bigger, but what a beautiful animal. Good grief.
Oh my God.
I still haven't seen a white tiger or, in person.
Yeah, that would be cool. Let's see.
Yeah.
Those tigers, all the white ones. Just anyway. Moving on, we're about to jump into some Jim's Metal Minute. But obviously, guys, we've said it before, check out Beard Grooming. Best hardware in the game. He's got a bunch of new stuff in stock, so check him out, Beard Grooming. Tell him the Pirates sent you. You get a tree planted in the National Forest in your name. So who wouldn't want that? Stock up for the person in your life who has a facial hair forest, or who just might want a sweet wooden comb. Anyway, here we are, jumping into some Jim's Metal Minute. Jim's Metal Minute.
And welcome to Jim's Metal Minute. As we talked about the Warhead in the opener, Dime's birthday was August 20th, and we would have done a show right the day after the day before. So we're just going to kind of get into just wanted to wish him a belated. It's a very belated happy birthday, but still. As you know, I've been doing the song of the day. Today's song of the day is from Pantera, of course. I have to go with it. It's called Yesterday Don't Mean Shit, because you can't change yesterday. You don't know what comes tomorrow, so you have to live today. So that's a little there's a little positivity here in Jim's Metal Minute. Yesterday don't mean shit, because whatever happened yesterday has already happened. You can't go back and change it. Because living in the past is something that we all do. Yes. It's hard to get out of it. But go listen to that Pantera song, Yesterday Don't Mean Shit, and it'll make you want to punch puppies. It's such a great song. Can you believe that this year will be 20 years without Dime. And here we are sitting that he would have been what? He would have been 60. No, wait, see, he was born in 66. How old would he have been? 2024. I can't do math. Do the math, people. He would have been almost 60. But yeah, that's Yesterday Don't Mean Shit is on the Reinventing the Steel album, which is their very last album, came out in 2001. It's that's a great album, you know, because Pantera is one of those rare bands that went from, you know, glam. It was still metal, but it was more glam. And then they got heavier, and each release was heavier and heavier and heavier. And they put a big middle finger to all the record execs that told them that they wanted them to tone it down and go more melodic. Well, they always had melodic stuff in their stuff, but no, we're going to come and punch you in the face every single time. So shout out. Happy belated birthday to Dime. Rest in peace. To, as I consider, I mean, I go between him and SRV as the GOAT. It just depends on the day. I can't. Dime's definitely my GOAT. I mean, he's my favorite guitar player. Always will be. Nobody can touch him. But and now we have the Warhead amps coming out just a week after his death. I mean, his birthday. What a beautiful time to be alive.
Yeah, and all the whiskey and all that stuff too. All right, guys, moving down. We will jump into a little gear acquisition syndrome. Brought to you by Analog Pedals. Head over to Analog Pedals. Get you a new pedal today. The Dose Fuzz XS Drive. He's got some wah-wah pedals. I believe it's Cumberland Music out of Kentucky. If you check his Instagram and if you check out his website, you can find other places that if he doesn't have anything in stock, you can check it out there. Gear acquisition syndrome. I'm really upset about this one because I wanted to try it. And that is MXR's limited edition Randy Rhoads Distortion Plus. And I believe there's only, like the Warhead, of course, there's only a certain amount made. And that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's got the signature polka dots and the double R and all that. And I know it's been, you know, possible circuit tweak or whatever. And my kids were crying and they're being little buttholes.
I hear Josh.
But 169. And I think it's almost, I guess it's kind of a gripe at this point. Because I think it's cool and I'd like to try it.
Well, it's one of the biggest launches that MXR has come out with.
And it is just a distortion plus. But still, if it's a tweaked for Randy kind of thing,
it could be what you're looking for.
I know, and that's the thing that.
Because maybe the resale. I mean, hopefully people won't be stupid on resale on this.
Oh yeah, they will. It's got Randy Rhoads on it.
Yeah, I know.
It's already on Reverb for $650.
I hate people. It's fucking six. It's at 169.
It's already on Reverb for $650.
You know, people, man, I'm tired of these buy in bulk people. They need to be freaking banned from buying anything. People, don't buy inflated guitar prices so people will stop doing this stuff. Once you buy it, you keep it in the loop. I know we've talked about this before, and we're going to always hammer this home. Stop buying inflated stuff. I understand if it's like maybe double the price and they're never going to make one ever again and it's never going to be redone. Okay, but I'm sure.
I just still think that they will do it. Should do it with a. I don't know. Okay, so he had it in here for $750. Free shipping. Now it's at $650. There's dudes have got it at $550, $650. Guys are buying it at $600.
Buying it?
Yeah.
Stupid people. God.
Final price August 28th. There's 2 sold on August 28th at $625 and $599.
Way to go, dummies. You just kept that right in the market. So there's the market price for it.
Man, I get it. Like, there's only so many.
Yeah, but not for $650. That's
It's
not
just
worth
the
$650.
same. It's the same stupid crap as that freaking Boss pedal.
It's not worth $650. It's not. $350. Okay. I mean,
the Boss pedal itself, it was $300 brand new. But I mean, I get it. There's one here not even opened. $650, $20 shipping. That's it. I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to do the research and maybe do some listening. You know,
it's like,
but I guess I need to figure out what. What would piss me off here tonight? I guess I'm just mad. I'm pissed off today. You know what pissed me off is this just a distortion plus polka dots on it.
yeah. And Randy Rhodes.
Like, and just
RR.
like, oh, we're gonna put RR on it and that's it. Here's your distort. That's it. Like, I would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I need more info. And I know we've talked about this before, but I need like just some of the more bullshit.
Which I had the video came across my page and I put it for watch later. I just haven't watched it later because I've been looking at my own shit. I've been trying to figure out my own stuff, but like when people buy stuff like this, you set the market and that's where the market is and that's where the market stays. And now no matter what, if you don't buy that stuff, we can get it down to manageable numbers to where the market may be $450. Maybe that price would have got down to $450 and at least it's manageable. I mean, it's still inflated more than you want it to, but we're struggling out here. And the people that can afford stuff for $600, and now they're going to probably buy all those up that are on resale, and then they're going to be what, $1,200?
It says a tribute to Randy Rhodes' monumental legacy. This pedal's been painstakingly matched to the Legends of MXR Distortion Plus. So what did they do? Pull a Gibson and just like part out the whole Distortion Plus and match component pieces like for bit by bit?
Which it would have to be a late 70s unless he got that in early 80. Like
I'm just trying to figure out the biggest difference between this Distortion Plus and a normal Distortion Plus you can buy.
Yeah.
Because if this one's just matched, like, okay, the parts are matched to what his was, what was his mod, or was there any mod to it?
Because it's like we go with the Zach Wild stuff. We know that was mod. We know that there's nothing MXR has that's like that because it's based off an SD, a Super Overdrive Boss. Overdrive.
It's so sad because I don't know if anybody's in this. Like, I've been on the hunt for that magic drive and I just can't get it. And yeah, I stack them. I would do whatever, but I just want one to rule them all.
Yeah.
One that does all the things, and I just can't find it yet.
I mean,
I guess I need to go see the guys at Palin. I wonder if Palin has one, and if Emmett would let me play it.
Right.
Just to check it out. Shout out to Palin Music, because if you're in the Midwest and go to Springfield or Joplin or anywhere they have a Palin, they are so fucking nice there. They will let you play whatever you want. They don't treat you like shit.
The nicest people I've ever experienced.
People. It was so awesome.
And it's like, yeah, we understand that they were trying to sell, but whenever you get past the nuts and bolts of everything, the dude was excited to show us stuff because we were excited to be there.
Just to be like in there smelling it.
And whenever he handed me an acoustic and I was like, oh, this is pretty. And I was like, how much is this? He's like, $28,000. I'm like, oh God, no, get this out of my
car.
Get this out of my hands now. Don't ever do that.
Yeah. Like,
and he banged it against the wall. Me and Josh were like, oh no. And he's like, there's insurance. Whatever. And they gave a free coffee. They had
So,
donuts out.
I just think that, like, I would just like to see it more. I just would like. I just think it sucks that we're missing out on it. And what's the difference between that and a regular Distortion Plus?
Right. And it's like,
If anybody hears this and somebody can A/B them, that would be interesting.
yeah.
There's the idea. A/B a Distortion Plus, and then between that and a Randy Distortion Plus. Is it hotter? Does it just have a tonal characteristic that's different? What's the difference here?
Because if you go back and listen to Randy's solos, I mean, the searing, it's that searing tone.
Just Randy's tone, period, is so searing and like
it's creamy at the same time too.
And does that Distortion Plus do that?
Right.
Remember in the Billy Gibbons pedal from, I can't remember the damn name, El Hombre or something.
Yeah, the L. Yeah.
It did a lot of that. Billy Gibbons in a box. Like you put it in and you had the right guitar and amp, and you had that like, holy shit, it sounds kind of like Billy. Like wow. I'd be interested to see if it gives you that kind of thing. Gives you the thing.
Yeah.
Or is it, I don't know. Or was it really Randy's badass white cascaded 100-watt Marshall down to 92 watts with the Cascade mod and this, that, and the other, and all the bullshit in it?
I mean, that's one of the greatest amps ever touched. Like, there's two best amps that Marshall ever put out. Kerry King has one, and Jimi Hendrix's was awesome too. So probably three of the greatest. Kerry King's was perfect out of the factory, which even Marshall was like, dude, this is ridiculous. And then was Jimmy's white as well? Or was it just, I know Randy's was white.
I don't know if I don't think so, because he always had so many of them.
Yeah.
They were always like,
I feel like he had a white one, but maybe everything's just masking together.
There's a lot of, there's another one where it shows a picture of him with one that doesn't have Tolex on it.
Yeah.
It's just all wood. I don't know if Jimmy had a white one or not.
You would hope he had a purple one at least one time.
They make so many of the custom colors now, like custom color Marshall, like could you imagine like an Origin or a Studio Vintage or even a DSL custom color for that, like a green or a red or a white?
No, there's Hendrix set up right there.
Okay,
so it's a plexi.
I would still like.
That's a plexi.
100-watt plexi, yeah. 100-watt plexi full stack. That would be fun to play.
Yeah. Look at that. So he's got the full stack, then he's got the double full stack.
Mommy!
Could you imagine the sound coming out of that?
The double full stack is where it's at. Like, I've played out of a full stack before. It's fun. I've even played out of a full stack bass rig.
Triple full stack.
But I've played out of two tube amps in stereo. You know what I mean? Which I do attest, like 2 combo amps in stereo or 2 mono combo amps is probably one of the best setups you can do. But I mean, Jesus Christ, fucking 16 speaker. Well, yeah, it would be 16 speakers, 2 full stacks.
God, there's the purple. It's just the pit. Remember when this is the MG? Yeah, remember? Do you remember when Marshall came out with the mini stack MG15?
Yes, all those Marshall mini stacks. I had one of those, I think.
I want one so bad, but why don't they need to do the art? Because Zach Wild had one. They need to do the artist series. They need to do that again. Bring them back and do an artist series of all the iconic
Maybe
people that we love.
Maybe make a cool little gain channel in there for each one. Like, oh, this is our take on this person's game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, it's like, because it's the MG, which if nobody's ever played an MG Marshall, it's woofy. very woofy. But if you put the right speakers to it, it doesn't sound too bad. But
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if they had like a mini 15. It's a 15-watt stack, but 15-watt purple. Like I just showed you, like Jimi Hendrix knockoff, and then they have the Randy Rhoads white one, and then you can go to the Zakk Wylde one again, and like it would be awesome. Like, come on, Marshall, you back before the pandemic, the stuff that we could have bought on American Music Supply or Zounds was unbelievable, and now we're kind of like bare bones again. It's like arcade. It's like cavemen.
I think
back to caveman.
I think too, they already know, like when they see something like that, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's like you almost just look at it as like, is that something serious? And I'm not, so it's not dogging it, but it's like, is that where they're at in their mindset right now?
Well, yeah, I get it. Like,
I don't know. Do I think it would be badass if they made a signature mini stack for somebody? Oh yeah, they did it with Mustaine, and Mustaines looked cool.
Yeah.
What would be cool is if they made a signature mini Lemmy stack.
Oh yeah.
You can thank me later.
Yeah.
But that would be cool because maybe you could they could play guitar or bass out of it, or just play bass out of it. I don't know, or play baritone out of it.
Yeah.
That would be even sweeter. A sweet like this works great for the down-tuned metal crowd. This works if you got a great baritone. This works great for that.
Right. It's just so much awesome.
So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to kind of move it along. We're going to get into mean discussion, mean beard stuff. Guys, Mean Beard, head over to meanbeard.com. Pick up the whips, pick up the balms, pick up the oils. You won't regret it for your facial hair forest, because if you're dried out, you need some care. Take care of your face. Don't be dumb. Okay, mean discussion. We've been in discussion with Jim and myself for Jim to get an amplifier. Jim is leaning one way, Jim's leaning the other way. Jim doesn't necessarily know what he wants to do. DSL is usually always on the line. Jim, what are you thinking? Where do you want to land? What exactly do you want? Not brand-wise, but what are you wanting? Do you want a head? What's the wattage? Do you want a tube or solid state? Answer those three right now.
Okay, right now it's like I want a solid state, but it would be the Warhead is where I'd want to go. So I'm gonna go tube because I like power, and I love, and plus I want to see how the Zakk Wylde overdrive
affects
a tube amp, because how it does with the solid state it's crazy how much more growl I get out of it.
How much mo?
But it's like, it's also as up until Saturday, I was gonna get a Line 6 Pod Go and a Quitner 100-watt power amp and just run that through my stuff until I plugged my old speaker cabinet into my amp, and I got that low end growl again, and I haven't heard that in a long time, because I love my Celestians, but we know they're more, it's more ups.
Yeah.
But that it didn't have that growl.
Yeah.
So, but there's also that Laney solid state 60-watt head. They had the lead top and they had the dual top that they just came out with, and those are kicking ass right now. But I think I'd want to do the IFR cabinet with that and do the whole stack for $569 instead of that. But
I think you can't go wrong with a tried and true tube amp.
yeah, I want tubes. I know I want that tube.
I think after everything we've been through with it, and after what you've done, and I think it's the 6505.
It's a 6505 Plus Mini, which is $799. They have the DSL 20, which that won't be out till November, and
Well, and therein lies the thing too. If the PV doesn't work, just send it back.
But it's like, the funny thing is that I'm a PV guy. I've always been a PV guy. I've had PVs like all my whole life, and I've never bought a tube.
That's why I feel like the 6505 will probably treat you right.
Oh, I'm guaranteed it
You're
would.
going to get an overly aggressive, refined PV tone that you're already used to.
Yeah,
You already kind of know and love.
that gain stage.
It's already kind of like a warm blanket for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like who doesn't want more of that?
Oh yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
just
I
I also
mean-
love that DSL tone with my setup that I have. Like I'm back to my old setup, and that DSL was great out of that. But also, there's the 65, but there's also the iconic 5150. It's the 10. It's the 50, or what was it? The 20-watt combo.
Something like that. But then that goes away from you wanting a head, though.
Well, I mean, I could still run it out into my amp. Then I'd
Yeah.
have a little combo to take with me if I want to play. It's a 10, which they have more room to put a 12. I don't know why they didn't put a 12 in there,
I
but
guess that's just price. I don't know. Shipping, I don't know.
because the box is big enough, because Ola played one, he's like, the box is big enough to put a 12. They just didn't do the extra cutout, to put a 12.
Yeah.
I mean, the inside is more than enough, big enough to fit a 12 in there, which you can probably do yourself if you wanted to. But
Yeah, if everything worked right, like you just speaker swap.
yeah, but those are the three that are in my wheelhouse, because that Iconic is amazing. That amp is still awesome. The 5150 Iconic is an awesome amp, and it's a great metal amp, and it would be great running it out to my external cab, and I'd still have like a head-ish. It'd still be a head, I just would unplug the speaker. But there's also 6505 Plus Mini, which is my wheelhouse, and then the DSL-20, which is still a great little amp. And it's like,
Well, and you've had it before. You kind of know what it does.
yeah,
It's like, do you wait? Do you not wait?
I mean, the DSL-20 is cheaper. The 6505 Plus has been more. It's newer. It's more modern, but it still has that old school PV growl.
I guess that's just kind of where it's at. Like, what do you really want to do?
And if I want to go cheap and stay solid state just for now, I can do the Boss Katana, which they have the Boss Katana.
That was the other, I guess.
Which I'm still open to the Boss Katana.
I guess the other lick in the whole situation, I guess, Boss Katana Gen 3.
Yeah,
we've
Artist Series.
We've talked about it before. But I mean, 100-watt head, 559. And I mean, effects loop, power amp in, headphones, line outs, ground lifts, different kind of homages, foot controls, expression pedals, MIDI ends. I mean, there's not much else. Like, what else would you want?
The brown sound, which it already comes with.
Yeah, it still has a Brownlee Crunch pushed clean. I bet that pushed sounds pretty cool. As an acoustic, has a variation, I guess, in the type, which we know about, in a balloon now. Which I didn't know about that one. Equalizer has a contour in the bass, middle, treble. Effects, booster mod, effects, delay, reverb. Has different banks, obviously. Everything we all know and love about a Katana.
Which I read a review. Somebody's like, yeah, I got this thing and I can't get a good sound out of it. It's like, that's definitely you. I've never heard of anybody that can't get a good sound out of a Boss Katana.
It even has a cab resonance, modern vintage deep. This one that we haven't got to mess with is the Airfeel custom blend live recording.
Oh wow,
Airfeel. That I know we've went into that before, but I don't remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember what Airfeel is.
Maybe how it hits your speaker, like how it reacts to the cone, possibly. to give it different,
I
pushing air differently, possibly.
Gen 3.
Because just like the 6505 Plus, just like the DSL, yes, the Katana has like built-in mods, you know, modulations and reverbs and all that other jazz. But when you go to the bare bones of it, it's a great distortion amp. I mean, I could run everything through it, and it'd be a, you know, it's 100-watt head, so it's more than enough power, and that's 100-watt tube power, right?
Yeah. The Katana.
The Katana, we know the combos is 50-watt tube power.
Yeah, they say that, but I mean,
It's loud.
it's loud, but it's not. It wasn't as loud as the next tone, and the next tone is the 40-watter, and that one's a little. That one has that tube logic or whatever in it.
Yeah.
It has Bluetooth.
Oh, that's Bluetooth amps are awesome. If nobody has one, you should get one. They're pretty cool. You can play your music through it. And, I mean, it's pretty sweet to have a Bluetooth amp.
I will have to. I'll have to do a little bit more research about this air field thing. I can't find it in anything like a descriptor.
Yeah, because I'd like to know how that hits the speaker, because we like to feel the music. We don't like to just hear it. So I wonder how that would push air.
Would you do a cab too? Would you do the Boss cab?
No, I'm so used to. I like my cab. I like my cab. I like the Texas Heat and the Swamp Thing mixed is like the perfect combo for what I want.
Yeah.
Like I want that growl that it gets, and it's 300-watt cab, so it's more than enough more than enough power to get what I need out of it. I just need the right head, because I've played the Gen 1 Katana head, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that the Gen 3 Artist is going to be
Much
better.
Bananas.
And plus, with if you haven't seen what the Katanas, the Artist series has like the amp settings are on the front of the amp. If you're a normal Boss Katana, the settings are on the top of the amp, so it's a whole different ball game. Which I like the fact that the Artist series actually has like front-facing knobs.
Yeah. So what will you do? I guess that's here. We're here. Mean discussion. Thoughts on what you may or may not do.
It's also, do I want to go $800 to get the 6505 Plus, or do I want to save some money and have a 100-watt head, or do I want to save some money and have, you know, the Iconic is cheaper as well as the 6505 Plus? It basically stems the fact of how much do I want to go.
Yeah.
So $799 is the ceiling. I mean, yeah, I would like to do the 100-watt because it was $899 at one point, but they won't have the 100-watt for a long time, and I don't need 100 watts of tube. I'd rather have 100 watts of solid state. You know what I mean? Like I don't need a 100-watt tube amp. I'll never be able to play it.
Like it's that old saying, like, you know, what are you gonna do with a Ferrari when all you do is drive around on like 35-mile-an-hour streets?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you ever gonna really be able to let it out of the garage, or do you just have to like ride it around in freaking first gear all day?
I mean, hell, my PV is only 80 watts of trans tube power going into it's 100 watts of trans tube power going into external speaker, and I can only get to 3. That's plenty loud. I don't need anything.
So you need like a 50 or a 20.
20, 50, but the 100-watt solid state, it's going to hit hard.
Well,
it's
and
different.
If you do a Boss, you'll always have that power
bleed. Yeah,
you'll always have that half power thing, or the 1-watt setting too.
Which all the tubes will come with the 1, 5, or 20.
They do. Most of them do nowadays.
The PV does, the DSL does, the Iconic does.
I think it's I know you're going to spend more, but it's the PV.
The PV would be.
I think that'd be the one that's least likely to end up in the pawn shop.
Yeah, because I've been saving myself for an amp because I want to make sure I get the right amp because it's the one thing,
dude.
Guitars are one thing because I know what I want now. I've got my I've got everything situated guitar wise to where I know what direction I'm going in to finish my guitar career. It's not even a career, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going. It's the amp style. It's like that's the only thing I'm missing from my whole collection is the amp, the head, the right thing. Because I have my speakers. I have all my pedals that I ever will need. I don't need any more pedals. Well, I mean, I want more pedals, but I don't need any more pedals. I have this perfect setup for what I do. I just don't have the amp. Because the Boss Katana is always going to have that itch because it's a great cheap price and it sounds great. We all know it sounds great. But it's like the DSL, it has that. It's the poor man's JCM 800. And, some people love the JCM 800 and then some people hate the JCM 800, which I don't know why you would hate the JCM 800 because it's all the classic songs that you love. It's a JCM 800.
Yeah, basically, or some sort of Marshall Plexi.
Yeah.
It's one of the two.
It's a Marshall. Or if you go into like the death metal stuff, then you're going into like the MGs. It's a different, or the JCM 2000s, the super bare bones, the cheap head that they came out with, which I could have bought one of those for real cheap. JCM 2000. They have tons of those.
Guys, let's jump off the main discussion. I think we're going to push Jim either to a Katana or a PV. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm guessing that's
you're gonna push me into an anxiety attack. What I want to get.
I'm guessing that's where we're going here, guys. Main event, big discussion. I just looked. Fender is opening their own reverb store. How do we feel about that?
I mean, I'm all for it. I wish all brands would do that now.
Yeah, I do too.
Because
I just looked at it to see there's nothing on there yet. I'm curious if we might see some one-offs and rarities.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to see that kind of thing.
Yeah, $40,000 ukulele.
No, like
well, you know what I'm.
A freaking parts bin Telecaster with a Strat neck on it, or a Strat with like a bunch of cool pickups in it.
Oh, I've been saving this discussion. This is perfect with the Fender stuff. A Telly with the Telly headstock, but it's hockey sticked.
So like Aldo Nova Les Paul.
Yeah, or like I like the Explorer. But it reversed hockey stick. But it's the Telly headstock. It's just hockey sticked.
It's almost like what Chapman does.
Yeah, almost. But I'm like either if it's Explorer style or if it's reversed hockey stick style. Like if the Telly's done right, like a Jim Root. Because it's metal style, I think it would work really well.
Maybe it would be interesting to see like a full-blown Jackson headstock on it.
Yeah.
Like just do the Jackson thing and see what it looks like. Because they make Charvels and they do all that with that.
And Jackson's Fender as well.
So yeah, just put that, make a metal Telecaster. And Charvel, I guess, does it. I think you can get something close.
It's like everybody has a metal Telly.
Did we see a freaking Joe Duplanter, an ESP artist now?
Oh shit!
That that Jazzmaster thing was an ESP guitar.
Well, I'll be damned.
And it finally come out. They finally come out with it just the other day. It was like, now that it's over, we can announce played the Olympics with our ESP, but chromed out Dude left Charvel.
Damn.
And he had a couple awesome tellies with him. Straight up left him.
A lot of people are going to ESP right now. I don't blame them.
They seem to treat their artists very well.
Not just that they know them by name.
I would freaking play the Christ out of that Bill Kelly or Reverse Firebird or whatever.
Oh, that thing's so
Sparrowhawk or whatever the fuck it's called.
That-
I would play the piss out of that guitar.
That white one that they had sitting up there. That was the Schecter Phoenix. Never mind. That's a different one.
But yeah, that one's probably my favorite ESP guitar just because it's what it's modeled after.
Yeah.
But it's still cool. The way he had his like black and kind of like bronzy gold. That's awesome.
What's the thing that drives me crazy though about the ESP stuff is that I can get a Kirk Hammett one for $569. I still want a Kirk Hammett ESP. One day I'll have one, just because I just want one. I can't explain why I
if
want
they
one.
ever make one of those Sparrowhawks, I would love to play one. I really would love to play one. I think they're cool. I just really been wanting to play that non-reverse Firebird style thing. I just want to check that out. The closest thing I can get to one is there's like a copper orange triple humbucker one that floats around on Reverb for like $1,600-1,700, but it's just not me. It's like orange and black. It's Halloweeny looking, but no.
One of us has to get a Meteora. It has to happen.
Or play one, maybe. Maybe just actually see it and see what the fuck it's all about.
Well, they had one up there at Palin, and I was so fixated on that freaking SG.
Distracted up there. Those custom shop Fenders and that damn $10,000 Les Paul.
All the Fender amps. They had that vintage Tweed amp that was sitting there in the center. I was like, dude, this thing's $5,000.
$20,000 PRS in the middle of the floor. Hey, let's look at this.
Yeah, and he's like, "You want to hold it?" I'm like, "No." That thing's got diamonds on it.
Breathe on it.
It's got diamonds on it. I'm not touching a guitar with diamonds on it. Not happening.
Other than that, I pretty much think that's going to wrap it up for today's show. If you're a regular listener, you listen on the podcast feed or check this out on YouTube. If you come back, thank you guys for putting up with us. Thank you guys for dealing with us in our 2-week bullshit, especially at my end, because between the elderly showing out and my boy dying, it's not been a good time. So
Yeah.
Thanks for putting up with us. Thanks for dealing with us. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We love you. We're going to try to get something done. Maybe we can squeeze in something this weekend, like a quick hour. We've been thinking about a deep dive. Jim brought up a deep dive for the Scallywags. And I'm not going to let it out, but let's just say
Epic.
it's fucking rock and roll for sure.
100%.
It is rock and roll. So it's going to be a rad one for sure. I think we might just have to do that, squeeze in something, maybe an hour, a little quickie.
Get it in, get it out.
Get it in and get it out just to kind of say thanks and get back into a groove. Might help us get us into a groove some.
Because we were in a great groove, but life happens.
Oof.
And it's like, if we were getting paid by YouTube, then we'd have no choice but to do shows. But we're not in this for the money because we don't get any money. We don't get any money.
We're like, it's really weird. We're at the most badass point we can be at the smallest we are.
Yeah. 4
sponsors. We get some free stuff every once in a while. We put out a good show. People, when they listen to it, they seem to like it. So
yeah, and
we're just going to keep cranking along. I think what I need to do better is our thumbnail game needs to step up. And then I'm going to mess with like our camera angle some. Might bring it in a little bit. I don't know. But regardless, that's the show. Thank you guys for taking the time to hang out with us. It is Labor Day weekend. Jim, do you have any plans? Probably press the place order button on an amplifier.
I'm gonna wait till next week to do that. This weekend, I don't know because Razorbacks play tonight, so my normal Saturday football, I'm gonna do some football recon, see what other teams are gonna do.
It's the beginning of football season, so
Yeah,
guys, expect on the podcast feed, you guys can probably expect the offshoot once a month show where we just come in and talk about everything but guitars. So
Yeah.
where we can get out all of our sports talk and get out all the BS,
because I have,
especially with football kicking off. So
it's like I have
expect that.
I have so much to say during this time of the year, and I have no platform to say it on yet.
So yeah, check that out. It'd be like a once a month thing where we just come in and shoot the shit and talk about anything but guitars, especially with football coming up and fall coming and different sports,
Basketball
starting, college sports going. I mean, all of that stuff. So check us out, Guitar Parts Podcast, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Thank you guys so much. Check out Franklin Straps, Mean Beard, Green Beard, Analog Pedals. Tell them the Pirates sent you. And until next time, check out an old show, or you haven't learned anything on this one.
It was definitely by accident.
Guys, big, small, one and all, we've got it here for you. And Jim's even got a metallic red Explorer. Jim, go grab that Explorer real fast. Take out the headphones. We big, small, one and all, we've got it here for you. It's the Guitar Pirates Podcast. It's Jim Steger. It's your boy Josh Jones. It's a red Explorer. Until next time, later.
That's a good thumbnail right there.